All right, students, today we are going to be doing 3.3b. We're going to be dividing polynomials with synthetic division. So today is synthetic division. Yesterday we divided polynomials with long division. Today we're going to divide polynomials with synthetic division. Now, the first thing to know about synthetic division is it only works if there's no, if the leading coefficient is 1. The leading coefficient has to be 1 in order for this to work. So let's check it out. How do we do this with synthetic division? So if we were to write it up like we were doing long division, we would write it like this. Four x to the fourth minus 2x to the third plus x squared minus 3x plus 4. Okay, so that's how we do it. Now, what we're going to do for synthetic division is we're just going to write the coefficients down. So my coefficient here, I have 4, I have -2. Now this goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I don't have to put in any fillers. If one of these was missing, I would have to put a 0 as a filler, but we'll look at that in a minute. So I got 4, -2, +1, -3, +4. So you see, I just wrote those down. And now instead of writing this division for synthetic division, what we're going to do is we're going to write a line like that. Okay? And then x plus 3, what we're going to do is we actually write the opposite. So instead of a +3, we're going to put right here, we're going to put a -3. We'll put a -3. Okay? And so what I do is I'm going to write another line right here. Okay? What ends up in this box is going to be our remainder. So our remainder, if you remember, is going to be this number over original divisor. All right. Step number 1, bring down your first term. Step number 1 is bring down first term. Okay. Step number 2 is multiplication. So step number 1, bring down first term. I bring down the 4. Now the multiplication is here, -3 times 4. -3 times 4 is -12. And then my next step is to add. And then multiply and add, and so on until I get remainder. Okay? So multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So I multiplied. Now I add -2 and -12. It's -14. Now I go back and I multiply. -3 times -14. -3 times -14 gives me 42. +42. 1 plus 42 is 43. -3 times 43 gives me -129. -129 minus 3 is -132. -132 times -3 gives me 396. And 396 plus 4 is 400. So my answer is right here. That is Oh, where'd my blue pen go? That's my answer. So this is going to be one less than this one. So I have my answer is 4x to the third minus 14x squared plus 43x minus 132 plus 400 over x plus 3. So this polynomial divided by this polynomial equals this, equals that. So instead of doing long division, where we would have had to do this out and out and out, and we're going on and on and on, this is what I do this, and this is what I get. Okay? So, excuse me. Let's look at one more example. Let's look at this one. Example number 2. So divide. So we'll go x minus 2, 5x to the fifth, plus 3x to the third, plus 4x squared, minus 4x plus 1. Okay, so here we go. If we were to do long division, which we did today, this would take a minute. But with synthetic division, it'll go a fair bit more quickly. So let's look at this. We've got 5. Oh, no 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So remember the first thing we did is we wrote these leading coefficients down. So I'm going to write 5. And then x to the fourth isn't here, so that would be a 0. Right? I have to have my filler. So x to the fifth, my leading coefficient is 5. My coefficient is 5. X to the fourth, my coefficient would be 0. X to the third, my coefficient is 3. X squared, I have 4, negative 4, and 1. Okay? And then we do this number. We do this number and this number. And that's our remainder. And right here, we do the opposite. So instead of a negative 2, we have a positive 2. Instead of a negative 2, we have a positive 2. So remember, our first step is to bring down. So we're going to follow these exact steps. Bring down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add until we're done. So bring down. So I have 5. Multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 0 is 10. 2 times 10 is 20. 3 plus 20 is 23. 2 times 23 is 46. 46 times plus 40 is 50. 2 times 50 is 100. Negative 4 and 100 is 96. 2 times 96, 192. Let's check. 96 times 2, 192. And 1 and 192 is 193. Okay, so what's our answer? Well, this is our answer as long as we put it with the appropriate x's. So this was 5x to the fifth, so now we have 5x to the fourth. So we have 5x to the fourth plus 10x to the third. So we're just writing this down in standard form. 10x to the third plus 23x squared plus 50x plus 96 plus 193 over x minus 2. So we have what is 5x to the fifth plus 3x to the third plus 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 divided by x minus 2? Well, that's your answer right there. So that's how you use synthetic division to divide polynomials, and it's much easier than what we had been doing. It's much easier than long division if it clicks. So take your time to learn this so it clicks, because this is way easier than long division. In fact, let's go to page 73. And here in our homework, it's asking us to divide using synthetic division. So I'm going to get a sharper pencil. So how do I use synthetic division? I got 2, 1, 0. So this is good order. So my leading coefficient is 1, negative 10, 2. And then the opposite of negative 2, I have 2. So there's my little graph, right? It's the same graph I drew right here. This is going to be my remainder if I have any remainder. My first step is to bring down. So I have my 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 10 and 2 is negative 8. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Negative 16 and 2 is negative 14. So my answer is, instead of x squared, it's x. So 1x minus 8 minus 14 over x minus 2. Now, do I need that one? I don't. Could I leave it there? Sure. But there's my answer. So we had two fairly difficult examples. And then we just had a simpler one here. And that's how you do it, using synthetic division. Go ahead and finish up 5 through 8 on page 73. And that'll be your homework. All right. Hit me up if you have any questions. This video was sponsored by Texas Instruments calculators. Thank you to Texas Instruments for the TI-84 Plus C Silver Edition calculator, the best calculator I've ever used in math class, and also sponsored by Newsprints, the makers of this cheap paper right here. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe, and